What's good, y'all? It's your guy, Bendu. So, you guys remember when Nancy Pelosi was blocking stimulus packages leading up to the election, right? Because she didn't want checks with Donald Trump's name to go out because she knew that he probably would have won the election if he got those checks out. And here she is admitting it on Kara Swisher's Sway podcast.
So you're just going to keep making but the actual mechanics, the operational mechanics of making it happen.
Yeah.
Are you optimistic?
Yeah, well, we are legislating.
Okay.
We are legislating. And if the president does not want to legislate and just wants to have his name on a check, that ain't going to happen.
So, flash forward to, Joe Biden winning. And that's when Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats finally came to the bargaining table and decided to take a bill that was less than what was previously offered and didn't include stimulus checks. Now, Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley did their thing and, fucking lobbied for the checks to get put in there. And they were $600 checks. Well, as I reported in the previous video, Joe Biden and his transition team or administration, whatever you want to call it at that time, when he was his president-elect team, I guess, would that be the word? But they actually stepped in and gave Democrats cover, as the Washington Post says. They gave him, Joe Biden gave them cover to at first take a stimulus package with no stimulus checks, but then turned around and said, the 600 is fine, which is complete bullshit. Well, guess what? Donald Trump threw a wrench in that because, as you remember, he came out and gave this speech.
Despite all of this wasteful spending and much more, the $900 billion package provides hardworking taxpayers with only $600 each in relief payments. And not enough money is given to small businesses, and in particular restaurants, whose owners have suffered so grievously. I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple.
Which I'd like you to sit and think about that. Donald Trump is pushing the Overton window to the left. Not AOC, not Bernie Sanders, not Rashida Tlaib, not Ro Khanna, not any prominent left politician. Donald Trump, because of their inability to actually fight for the policies they claim to believe in. So it's left up to Donald Trump to push the Overton window to fight for $2,000 checks. Think about that. Flash forward again to the Senate runoff races, and you heard them saying, vote for the Reverend and Ossoff and you'll get $2,000 checks.
If you send John and the Reverend to Washington, those $2,000 checks will go out the door.
We will be able to pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people next week.
We'll deliver the $2,000 stimulus checks.
And that begins with the $2,000 stimulus.
When you send me and Reverend Warnock to the Senate, we will pass those $2,000 stimulus checks. You send me and Reverend Warnock to the Senate, we will pass those $2,000 stimulus checks.
They will make decisions about whether we give people a $2,000 check.
We need to pass $2,000 stimulus checks for the people.
We're getting people that $2,000 in relief, direct payment.
Congress should pass $2,000 checks. President-elect Biden and Democrats are all pushing for $2,000 relief checks.
$2,000 stimulus checks.
$2,000 relief checks. $2,000 relief checks. They should send $2,000 checks to the American people right now.
Supporting $2,000 relief payments right now.
We need to be passing the $2,000 stimulus relief checks.
That means we need John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, who will go to D.C. to ensure the $2,000 checks.
You see ads that say, want your $2,000 stimulus check? Vote Democrat. Vote for Warnock.
The stimulus check. Chuck Schumer is trying to increase it to $2,000.
Well, I actually have a bill for that.
One of the first things that I want to do when our new senators are seated is deliver the $2,000 checks to the American families.
And the debate over $2,000 isn't some abstract debate.
These $2,000 checks, so kind of actually $1,400 checks.
By electing John and the Reverend, we'll put an end to the block in Washington on that $2,000 stimulus check.
10 moderate Republicans want a seat at the table to pitch a slimmed-down relief proposal.
That money that will go out the door immediately.
What they might be willing to do is negotiate on those stimulus checks.
How can you assure Americans that relief will come and come soon?
Have you ever known anyone in the history of the United States of America that could be president and assure exactly what the Congress is going to do? That money that will go out the door immediately. And that's not hyperbole, that's real.
So I find it kind of weird that when, I scroll through Twitter and I see the Democratic Party tweet this out, that's not 2,000, bruh. That's not 2,000, that's 1,400. So again, this is the Democratic Party bullshitting you. This is the Democratic Party telling you that, hey, remember how we told you I was going to be $2,000 checks? Well, guess what? It's going to be 1,400. Now I'm reading stories about him reaching out to Republicans, and it may go down to 1,000, and that's going to be means tested. This is fucking ridiculous. And then Joe Manchin is talking about getting in the way of it, and a couple other like conservative Democrats and everything. But the $2,000 checks is now 1,400. And that's, again, here's the tweet from the Democrats' official Twitter. This is bullshit. Again, this is bullshit. This is them lying. And to me, to the people that are pissed off about it, and you voted for Joe Biden, I told you this was going to happen. This is traditional Joe Biden. And then, of course, you have the media lackeys like at Newsweek running cover, smearing people like Ryan Knight and Medhurst. Medhurst, that's my guy, bro. I fuck with him heavy. But here you see Newsweek slandering them. At first they called them liars, but then they had to retract that and basically re-put it back out and basically say they claim, because at first I believe it said falsely claimed, and now it just says claim. It's not a claim, it's a fact. Again, like you saw the video earlier that I played, the montage, clearly they said $2,000 checks, not 1,400 plus the 600 we already got. Y'all said $2,000 checks. Again, this is like I did in the video before about, the Democrat, they run every single chamber of government. They have the White House, they have the Senate, and they have the House. This is fucking ridiculous. This is unfucking real. And again, this is what I was saying. When they get in there, they're going to do the same thing they did with the first 2 years. People forget about that shit. The first 2 years, Barack Obama had a filibuster-proof Congress where he could have put through anything he wanted to, and all he managed to put through was a fucking right-wing healthcare plan, and that's complete fucking bullshit. And here people are falling for it again. Well, I was too young to speak up about it now, to speak up about it then. Well, I'm gonna speak up about this shit now. This is bullshit. Joe Biden's a fucking corrupt piece of shit liar, like I've been saying, and this just proves it. They can't even do the basic. This is the basic thing, a basic promise and an easy layup win. The Republicans have outwardly shown that they are against this. When 86%, I believe the polling is up to 86% of the country is in favor of these checks. What? And then, of course, the cherry on top is Bernie fucking Sanders. And this is why nothing can ever get done in this country, and especially when it comes to left policies that we want to see happen. And it's like, look, I don't call myself a progressive. I don't call myself none of that shit. I'm in favor of good ideas that's going to help the American people. Obviously, during a fucking pandemic where people are struggling, we have food insecurity in this country. I believe it's like 28 million people are at risk of eviction or foreclosure. Like, I think it's a pretty good idea. You should probably give people $2,000. It would really fucking help right now. But here's the fucking, the leading progressive in the country, leading the charge for the fight, running cover for Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders.
To the question of direct payments, there's a group of senators, both Democrat and Republican, who are lobbying the Biden administration and saying the current plan gives too much money to wealthy Americans and the threshold should be lowered. President Biden himself has said he's open to that. Are you?
All right, all that we're talking about here is trimming off some of the spillover money for wealthy people. Right now, small sums of money might go to families who are earning more than $150,000. I have no problem with doing away with that. But bottom line is, in the midst of this terrible economic crisis, we have got to get checks of $1,400 on top of the $600 that we already allocated out to every working class family in this country and to their kids as well.
Again, this is why I keep telling people, Bernie is done. We need to get over this Bernie hump. And I feel like a lot of us are, but some of us are, but I feel like a lot of us still aren't. We're still clean. Even the ones that know Bernie's bullshitting right now, they're not going hard on him like they need to. That's why I'm glad people like Frank Analysis is going in on him. That's why I'm glad people like Unapologetic is going in on them, because it needs to be said. Jimmy Dore, Graham Elwood, the people that are challenging Bernie right now and pressing him the way we need to be pressing him, thank you. And I'm right there with you, because this is fucking ridiculous. This is why people were bringing up the fact when Bernie, I believe the quote was, he said, we're going to do everything within our means that Joe wants to do, or something along those lines, basically saying, I want to go as far as Joe Biden lets me. This is why people say Bernie Sanders is a sheep herder for the Democratic Party, because that's exactly what he is. So there you have it. The Democrats botched the easiest layup thing they could do to shit on the Republicans that they claim to hate out of bipartisanship. Where if this was Mitch McConnell trying to push through some bullshit tax reform plan or some fucking racist ass fucking police policy or a fucking military budget, they would have said, hey, Democrats, fuck you and your filibuster. We're putting this shit through budget reconciliation, which they're arguing about doing that, which is something that Mitch McConnell and the fucking Republicans would do in a heartbeat. Say fuck you and do it in a heartbeat. So I'm going to go ahead and close the video out there. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in. It feels good to be back talking politics again. I'm feeling a lot better. It's going to be a lot of content coming soon, a lot of guests coming soon. I'm very excited about that. So stay tuned for that. Stay locked in and hit that thumbs up button as well. It lets YouTube know you're liking the videos. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Peace.